Wait a minute. You thought we were done?
Oh no, buddy. Season 3 of We Stand Corrected is here.
And we're louder, wronger, and somehow even more corrected than ever before.
Hot takes, conspiracies, embarrassing moments we swore we'd never air.
Whether we're unpacking the Colorado cold case that still haunts us,
or debating if pineapple really belongs on every pizza.
Don't start that again.
We're bringing facts, laughs, and occasional chaos every single week.
Subscribe to We Stand Corrected now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Kurtis and Joe on the mic, let's go. Got questions, they got answers. We fly those skies, the world rides. Ride with us. Two friends in sync, but never the same. Correcting each other, no shame in the game. Laugh, learn, explore, the world's connected. Truth and fun, we stand corrected. Oh, we got that vibe, you're gonna get hooked. Facts and feels with a twist in the book. Tune in now, it's unexpected. Welcome to the pod, we stand corrected. Ooh, we got that vibe, you're gonna get hooked. Facts and feels with a twist in the book. Tune in now, it's unexpected. Welcome to the pod, we stand corrected.
LFG, baby. Season 3. Episode 1 of Season 3. Episode 31 overall. Welcome back, my man.
31, man. It's been a little while. I mean, you know what? We have some really good things to talk about this time, though.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you and I, we just went on a vacation.
We did. You know, the first time since I've known Joe that he and I actually vacationed together.
It was the first time you actually invited... Oh, wait, I invited you.
Oh, stop.
I invited you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I did. I had to do some major convincing to get you.
Well, you kind of... But I invited you for the second half.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or did I invite myself?
Maybe we can just call it even.
Okay, because Kurtis has gone on several vacations without me. Not an invite. Not even a, FU. Actually, it's been an FU.
Only once.
That's how he gets voted off the island.
Yeah. Well, that's happened a couple times, but that's okay. We won't get into that couple
we won't.
Right now.
But let's get into this vacation. Let's start this series off right.
Yeah, dude, I was telling my wife today, I said, I look back already. We've got home yesterday, and I look back and I go, where did it go? Like, why? We led up to this for months, and now here it is, it's already over, and we're doing a post-vacation podcast about it.
Oh, it went so fast, man. I mean, I was out there 9 days. You were out there longer than me, and... 9 days went incredibly fast.
10 days went incredibly fast. But it's one of those where, I can honestly say that I feel like I had a full and complete, much-needed vacation because I was ready to come home at the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you normally go for 10-plus days at a time?
No. Normally, we go for about 7.
7, huh? Man. See, that was probably the longest vacation I have ever taken.
It's good, though. I mean, did
you
feel like you were accomplished and you felt like you had enough vacation?
No. I wish I was still there, quite honestly. I really do.
So my thought on it was I was ready to come home and sleep in my own bed. I was ready to have my own house and our pets, but I did not want to leave Florida or the Bahamas.
Yeah. No, it was so good. You talk about your own bed. That bed you put me in that Airbnb, holy... I don't know what gone on in that bed, buddy, but...
I get a text about, it must have been 6:45 or 7 o'clock in the morning one day. This was the first night, after the first night of staying there, and Joe goes, man, buddy, that bed might need a service. It's got some struts squeaking and squilling.
Oh, the shocks were out on that thing, man. It has taken a beating.
And I hadn't heard it until Joe was packing to go home. And I think he threw his suitcase up on the bed, and I hear this. I about lost it.
That was a 2-bedroom Airbnb room in that one. And the other bed was just solid. It was straight solid. You know, there had been no servicing done on that bed. And the other one had just been, I mean, it was due for a warranty exchange, man.
Now, you had a chair in that room too, right?
Yeah, there were 2 chairs. There was one on each side.
This Airbnb, I don't know what it was, but the people that had this thing had a fucking chair fetish. There were more chairs in that Airbnb, chairs and rugs.
Do you want to share what we thought all the chairs were for? Because the one chair that overlooked the squeaky bed was absolutely like gushed on, and
it was broken.
Something was on it.
We won't. I don't think we should dive too deeply into that, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, some people like watching.
Yeah, some people like watching, but you know, you could have up to 8 watchers in this Airbnb.
I think you counted 8 without the 2 that were in the room I was in.
Yeah, probably.
So we're talking 10 plus chairs.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that.
That's not even counting the ones around the kitchen table.
Or the ones that were on the balcony, each balcony.
Yeah, well, dude, you know, we got to talk about this another time.
We're going to come back to that because we got a whole story to get going on. But I wanted to get going because on your way to Miami was a straight just shit show.
It was, yeah, it was. So we flew out. We left from Colorado Springs, which is wonderful. You know, it's easy security. It's a small airport. We were supposed to leave from the Springs and then have a short layover in Denver, getting us into Miami about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we get to the airport, and they basically changed our entire flight at the last minute. And we ended up having to go to Baltimore, Maryland for a layover for 2 hours, getting us into Miami like at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, well, what was going on in the Springs that made you get your flight moved?
You know, I don't know what caused it. I have a hunch because the day that we flew out, we were supposed to go to Miami, was also the first day of the very first inaugural flight to Cancun from Colorado Springs. So it's a big deal. It's, you know, a municipal airport that's making the transition into an international. They had mariachi bands, they had Mexican food, they had margaritas, they had dancers, they had singers, they had. So Joe's theory, and I'm kind of biased on this. I think he might be right. I think they changed our flight because something happened with the flight that was supposed to come into the Springs and then go on to Mexico. So I think they took one of our planes and diverted it down to Cancun rather than going to Denver and then on to Fort Lauderdale.
Not that we never had that problem before, but
no, on said airline, Joe and I have had some issues, as you would know. If you go back, I don't know, it was one of our early episodes after the Vegas trip, and we talked about the time we were stuck in the airport for hours getting drunk at the tap house bar. But said airline has given us both troubles before.
I'll say it. Did they fly southeast?
Yeah, the opposite. You know. But yeah, long story short, I basically we feel like we lost a day of our vacation because it was dedicated to travel rather than spend. We lost a good 2/3 of the day traveling rather than being at our destination.
And I get a text on the way. He's like, "Look at this! It's going on," and the bands are walking by and they're dancing, and I mean, they got their Fiesta hats on, and
oh, it was crazy. It was pandemonium.
It was
in there.
Modelo's for everybody.
It was too. They were giving margaritas away. It was crazy. But,
Yep. Then you get into Baltimore, and what time was it? What time were you supposed to be in Miami again?
we were supposed to get into Miami at like 4. And we didn't get there. We didn't get out of the airport into the hotel until like 10 o'clock. So it was, I mean, we couldn't even do anything. There was nothing open when we got down there. It was just basically a quick, grab something quick for dinner and go to bed.
You had a great burger in the Baltimore airport, from what you're saying.
I did, much to my surprise. We had it was like 2 hours, so we had time to go have a lunch in Baltimore, and they had a really good burger there. It was the Silver Bar and Grill or something like that. But it was a burger to write home about.
Yeah, and so you got into Miami a day earlier than I did, and what did you end up doing as I was mid-flight?
You know, we spent that whole day down there. We went to well, my wife and my daughter talked me into going with them to get a pedicure. Now, I've had this done once before, and I didn't care for it because I didn't like people touching my feet. I didn't.
Oh, big white man, come in.
I feel like they're gonna cut me, but the lady that had me put in some work. I'm just gonna tell you that now. My feet were rough. They were scary looking. I was waiting for her to get the horse hoof tools out.
She was like, big white man got bear claws.
Did a good job, man. Today I was like, damn, my feet are freaking smooth as a baby's ass.
Hey, they probably feel good too. You're probably gonna go back now to the.
Well, I don't know. Not that.
You're gonna head down to the Fountain Spa.
I don't know about that. I think if I had a good experience in South Beach, I think I'll just keep it right there.
You never know. You might have a better one down there at the Fountain Spa. I hear there's a good one on B Street.
I'm not too confident about that. I think they specialize in other things off of B Street. It's not their forte. That is not their specialty. I can promise
Family
you that.
show. Family show.
It's a family show. It's a family show.
So, yep. And so as I got in at like Sunday night, and it was like, I don't know, 4, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Like 6, yeah.
Yeah, and so I stayed at a hotel that was right next to the airport. I literally ordered this Uber, and the Uber was like, they went up to departures, and I was like, what the? I was pissed. It was like, why? And so I was like, all right, well, I'll go up a floor. I'll let this be, because just see. So I go up there, and she's like, oh, thank you. It's like 30-minute wait down there. And I'm like, what? Like, there's no line of cars. I think she just messed up. And so, anyways, we get in, we go, and we literally get in and get out. That's how fast it was from the airport to the hotel.
Wow.
And my daughter was like, hey, let's go to the pool. And I was like, all right, well, let's go. We get in, and the water's all nice and warm. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing, because back home you get into the pools around here, and they're ice cold.
Mm-hmm.
And by just as fast as we got in, they were kicking us out because it was 8 o'clock. I was like, what? Your online site says 10. And I was like, it says 10, not 8. And he was like, well, we're closed. I was like, that's not what your website says. So we got in, we got out, we went to bed, and then we made our way to Freedom OTS.
Well, Joe did catch an Uber because we had a bet.
Oh, that's right.
So the first morning, he didn't think that I would be ready. I've been giving Joe shit for a month about being in vacation mode.
I forgot all about this.
Telling him that I'm, since my health episode, I am a very much early riser now. And I usually get up about 5:30, 4, maybe sometimes even 4:30 or 5. So, no, you won't. I get the third degree.
Well, and Curtis has been calling me every morning at like 5:30, and there's some mornings I'll answer, and there's some mornings I just won't. Depends on the night beforehand. And so some mornings I roll over and I see it ringing, and I'm like, ah. And then there's some mornings I'm like, what are you doing? And so he's like, oh, I'm in vacation mode. What are you doing? He's like, you're still in bed. And I'm like, nah, I'm awake. And so I returned the favor when we got there, and I said, all right, well, I'm going to call you at 5:30 because sunrise is at 6:30. And I said, I'm going to make my way to your hotel room with or without you. And so I hit 5:30. I got dressed. I called him. Went right to voicemail. So I went downstairs by this whole time, hit the elevator, ordered the Uber, got in the Uber, and I'm making my way to his hotel. My phone is ringing, and I'm like, oh, he's calling. There he was, and he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in the Uber, and he's like, no, you're not. I was like, I'm 10 minutes out, man. And so, as I pulled in, he was in the lobby waiting.
And I had just gotten done swimming in the ocean. You know, I'd been out for a half an hour.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't think he was actually going to follow through with it, so I was still in bed.
He was still in bed, and when he saw that phone ringing, he was like, shit, I got to get dressed because he's really coming.
My wife was like, who is that? And I said, that's Joe. I said, I got to get up. I'm never going to get the end of it.
And mind you, that's 3 o'clock back home time I'm calling you. It's 3 a.m.
After a full day of travel.
Yeah, so we're not even adjusted yet.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie.
And that sunrise though, that was probably one of the best sunrises I think I've ever seen.
If you all ever go to Miami Beach, you know, like not even South Beach, but anywhere on Miami Beach, get there by 5:30 in the morning in the summer, and the sunrise is spot on. It's beautiful. I mean, you'll see the sun comes up over the horizon, and it looks like it's huge.
And it comes up fast. Once you see that little peak come up, I mean, it comes up fast.
It does, yeah. I mean, you literally watch it just like on the movies when they show something like that.
Yeah. So, highly recommend catching a sunrise in South Beach.
And I like Miami anyway. I just like the vibe of it. I don't know if any of you have been to like Waikiki out in Hawaii. It reminds me so much of that. It's just that very subtropical, upbeat, lots to do, very, very scenic. I enjoy it. I love that area.
Never been. I've never been invited.
Ha! Well, you want to go to Honolulu?
Yeah, absolutely I do.
All right,
yeah.
Maybe that's the next trip.
I mean, it's on the bucket list. It was either going to be there or going on this cruise, and I chose a cruise again.
All right. Well, the next one maybe should be there.
Yeah. Well. Yep. So then you and I headed back to our hotels, and I got the Uber ready again to head back to the ship.
Yep. We got to see it on the way to it. Parked in the Miami cruise terminal.
Yeah, that bridge that goes over the terminal as you go into is really cool because you get to see. There's like 5 or 6 cruise ships that are already sitting there waiting to go on a daily basis.
We saw a Norwegian, or was it Norwegian?
There was a Norwegian. There were 2 carnivals. The Carnival Conquest that I was on last year, and the Carnival Sunrise.
Yeah, and then the Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas.
Which we were on.
Was there another Royal Caribbean one? I don't think there was. Not in Miami.
Yeah, there usually is. It's one of their bigger ones, but I don't know if it was there or not.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing one of like the Oasis or
because we were last out of the port because they went with the 2 carnivals because they went from back to front. They went with the 2 carnivals, the Norwegian, and us.
Right.
So.
But it's fun to watch. I mean, we were up on the top deck of our ship watching the sail away party, and while we're watching that, we're watching the other ships depart, and it's just fascinating how big those things are, and like I can't even imagine the math that's got to go into that to get in something like that to balance and then float right and
dude, no, and just listening to all their horns go off too as they go by it's sweet. This concludes part 1 of our 3-part series of the adventures of Kurtis and Joe. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Thanks for riding with Kurtis and Joe. From mountain highs to tales on the go. You laugh, you learn, you stay connected. Catch you next time, we stand corrected. Thanks for riding with Kurtis and Joe. From mountain highs to tales on the go. You laughed, you learned, you stayed connected. Catch you next time, we stand corrected. We stand corrected.